G'day patrons, welcome to Patreon with Xrissart, and we are back with our Bear and Waterfall surreal painting. Alright, last week we concentrated on the water part within the frame. Okay, so having said that, we are going to leave that as it is, because what will happen is that more details will go once the bear is in and a lot of this water goes in. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on the frame. We might even work on this area, and what's really interesting is that how do you get these straight edges? Now look, I'm probably not all that fantastic on doing a straight edge, so I'm going to use something like a ruler, for example. You could use a ruler. You could also use another bit of paper, for example, to help you, and that's probably more ideal. Yes, so and I've also got my pans on the side here. I've got the raw umber group. I've got the red iron oxide group, and on this side, which you can't see, on my right hand side, I've got the burnt sienna group. Cherry, Kathy, thank you for keeping me company today. Hello there, hello. So having said that, now I need to cut. Yes, cutting. All right. Okay, so what I would like to do is probably work on this. So what I will do is I'll cut around I want to do the bear last. Well, in this area anyway. Trying to get a straight line, hey? So I'm just going to concentrate and press very gently. I haven't done it yet, but I will. Last week when we were talking about like affinity and the instructions for removing, I haven't put that on yet, but I will. So probably, hopefully this week sometime. Yeah, so just sort of letting you know, that's all. Okay. Now it's interesting, this bit here, because how to tackle this part here. The only way that I can think of is to just cut here, because what will happen is that I will paint on top of that. That's the idea. Okay, so let's see how we go here. Did I cut this? No, I did not cut this. So this is the first time I'm using this masking film. It's not bad, actually, to be honest. Not bad at all. Oh gosh. Really? After I said that, of course. It's not the film, it's the blade. Oh gosh. Wow. Me and my big mouth, hey? That's how you know you're due for a blade change. Wow. Oh. This is where I've got to be careful. Okay. Sorry, just a bit of concentration here. Got to be really careful. I thought my blade might be all right. Maybe not. Oh, okay, we're good. Yeah, well, I think I better change my blade before I start doing, and that's the trick, okay? It's the blade that's really sharp. That's the most important thing. Yeah, lesson. Here we go. Well, I'm just going to put that aside over there. So, then I don't have to worry about the straight lines here, but I do have to worry about straight lines within. So there's a few ways that we can make sure that we get those lines straight, and maybe we could use the paper if we wanted to, only because I'll tell you why. When I'm looking at the frame, where these lines are, that's where there are darker bits, and on either side of that are lighter bits, and so that's how we're going to show depth in the frame. Okay, so having said that, I'm just going to zoom in to my reference, which I'm looking at. Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I'm going to start, and see, that way you'll be able to see that there's depth in the frame. So I'm going to use a darker. What I'll be using is the burnt sienna. There is you can do actually two things here. See, sometimes in the frame I can see probably more red than more red iron oxide. I might save the burnt sienna group of pans for my bear. I think that's what we'll do. But there'll be a bit of mixing, okay, to make this lighter. Let me see. Now the reason why I want to use the red iron oxide extra dark is because there's more black in it, and when I lighten it a little bit, I don't want it to be sort of red like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's more red iron oxide in the shade. I really want the red iron oxide extra dark, but lighten it. And what I will lighten it is, I will lighten it with the raw umber tint. That's how I'm going to do that. And I will do that, just that. Look, I'm okay to mix on top of this. G'day Pam, hello there. Thank you for keeping me company as well today. Yes, this is very much more like it. Yep. Yep. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint away and talk about anything new that comes along when I'm picking up colours. Please ask me questions if you have any. Please also let me know what else you would like to know about affinity. Now I just picked up just a little bit of the red oxide shade, just a touch though. Apart from using, we're going to do a colour checking, but yes, we're going to use the colour checker, and that's just to be able to tell what colours are in what kind or on what section of your reference, so you know sort of what to, so you can colour match with your coloured pencils, I suppose. Okay, so trying to figure out a way to do this. We can use glassine. Yes, we can use glassine. I think I would like to use, I don't like the glassine, I like the paper. So just one moment. Change my mind. Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll use any kind of paper. It's only because I want a straight line, and I'm not good with straight lines, so you know. Using my angular bristle brush here. I mean, you could use a ruler. Yeah. It's only that I see that lovely sharp edge, and so this is one way to tackle it. And I've got the masking film just right there, so I can still go over that area without having to worry about. There you go, see what I mean? It's lovely, and yes, it's exactly what I want. And I want this bit darker. I just have to be careful when I get into this area, that's all. Now, I mean, like I've mentioned before, it doesn't have to be exact, but close enough is good enough, as the reference, I mean. Yeah. I suppose I could put another bit of paper on the other side. I could do that, and that might be what I might do. Yes, I might do that. It's only because I want to protect this area, you see, so I will get some scissors and cut this bit of paper. Oh gosh. Bugger. Provided it's a straight line, that is. Hey? That's not a straight line. That is not straight. Why don't I just do this, hey? Yes. That would have been much easier. See, the reason why I don't want to use the ruler is, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Because look, it just leaves residue underneath, so that's why. There we go. All I want is a straight line. That's all I want. And something that's gentle on the surface while I'm doing it. Yeah. I don't know. There's probably more than one way to skin a cat. If you know that other way. Problem is, how do I? That's what I need to do. See, that way I won't contaminate the other side, and I can move freely. It's all about moving freely, and yeah. Oh, what have I done? I picked up something else. Bugger. Okay. Small brush, small brush. And the good thing with the angular brushes is, you know, for straight lines like this is perfect, hey? Sort of goes across like that. Okay, all right, I'm okay with that. All right, the next part is there is a really nice faint line, and it almost blends. So here we go again. Let's see what I need to mix. And it's sort of slightly, there's this lighter bit here, so just let me mix. It's never straightforward, is it? It's always about the values, isn't it? Just a dab. It's always about the values. Darks and lights. Okay. I will use a thinner brush here, and okay, let's just, so I've got room. It's only because I want, you know, the lines, I want them to be straight, but in some areas they're going to blend. So I just want a very thin line here. Okay, I'm still getting a straight line. Wow. Well, that's good. And how are you achieving your straight lines? Are you just going in a downwards motion, perhaps? Yep. And it's only that I want just this very faint line, this light faint line, or lighter than, could be even lighter. I used a ruler with blue tack on each end to hold it off the paper. Well, that's probably a very good idea. You know, there's more than one way to skin a cat, isn't there? Definitely. Yeah, I mean, my first idea was to have a ruler, but then I thought underneath it just picks up the pastel, and then it might, I'm not as careful as maybe you are, I suppose. Yeah, not careful at all. And it's only just that this slight, it's only a slight thing, isn't it? I mean, who's to say that this is not going to do the same thing as the ruler? I mean, yeah. Just wipe. Maybe. Somehow I don't trust it. Oh, Cherry, you're going to have to... okay. What about low-tack tape? Yeah. Yes. But then I'd have to put it on top. I've tried it on top of pastel there. And it has been all right. Good idea, Kathy. Yep. Oh, Cherry, can I ask you a question, please? Because you did the Golden Dragon project, and you said that your brother, was it your brother-in-law, really, really liked it when you were doing it. Have you given it to him yet? And has he seen it? Well, my question is, has he seen it finished, and what did he think? I'd be curious. I'm sure he would have said he would have loved it. She did a really good job. But yeah. Okay. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Well, let's try the ruler. Maybe the ruler is better. Probably. He hasn't seen it as he's been on holiday, and then, oh gosh, caught COVID. Oh, brother. Well, that's a bugger. Although there's this new flu that's going around, which seems to be worse than COVID. But anyway, I can't keep up. All right, so having done that, just that little light strip, there's this medium part that which is slightly darker, and I'm blending. And I think it's those little subtle highlights as we're working down that will make it look like a photo frame, and with all its ridges and stuff like that. So hang on a sec. Probably caught it in roads, but he's not too ill with it, just isolating. Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's good to know. Wow. It's a virus that we've learnt to live with, isn't it? All around the world. Okay. Now I want something a little bit lighter. Just in this area here. ever the protector. Apologies. See, in some instances in the frame, there are sharp edges, and then there are areas where it's sort of blended. So, and then there's the part where the water is flicked on top. So, you know, if we don't get it perfect, you know, like I said, close enough is good enough. So long as we get it to look like what it's supposed to look like. But in this instance, I actually want to, I need some of these light ones to come through, and it's only almost like pencil thin. Hello Athena, how are you tonight? Any doggy tales to tell? Probably. If she could talk, she would probably say many things. Oh dear. She actually is really good sometimes. She'll just, I've got a little dog bed right next to my, you know, not far, about a couple of, you know, about a metre away from me. Maybe not even that. And so she's, yeah, sometimes she just sits there, and poor thing, she probably thinks, how boring is this? But she's good company. Now what I'm doing is, although I just want a strip of this, the next colour that I'm going to put on top is going to influence what I've already put underneath. So, just, wow, okay, well that's good. It, I just don't like the, this bit here. Yeah, there we go. Very lightly dusting off. And you should see Athena. She's, you know, she's like this little ball of fluff, and she thinks she's so tough. Oh, that's the terrier in her. Okay, so we're getting there bit by bit. Ah, see? Yes, this is what I always try to get away with that. But, you know, okay. All right. That's funny because my dog Grizzly is sitting here staring at me. He keeps bringing toys to me. Yes, that's what Athena does to me too. When she She wants to play. She goes and she finds a toy that she wants to play with, and so, oh, isn't that funny? Funny how they do that. Okay, so I want something a darker value there. So because I've got something already light there, and I know that if I mix, say, something like this value, it's not as much of a contrast as I would like. So I'm going to go straight in with the dark, and just about there. There we go. You love it when dogs dream and they run and bark and misspeep. Oh dear. Kind of wonder what they dream. She's trying to tell me something. I've left the door just slightly open, enough for her to come and go as she pleases. I don't have a doggy door, but she's trying to tell me something. Funny. All right. And she does have personality, lots of it. Well, it's sort of doing what I want it to do. I'm not particularly overly fussed, but I do want the sharp edges, because what will happen at some point, there is going to be splashes on, overlapping on the frame. So while I am you know, careful in having the line straight. I'm also aware of what's going to happen down the track. So if it's a little bit skew-if, I'm not all that fussed too much, if you know what I mean. So, yep. And of course, you know, I've got to just fix certain areas, as you would say, Kathy, tickle some of these areas. We'll certainly be using pastel pencil, but at the moment it's just the pans with all of this as well. How far can we get without using pastel pencil? The $64 million question. This reminds me of that armour I did for the group picture. Oh my god. Wow. See? It's called problem solving. That's what it's called. I remember when I was talking to you about the Pastelmat and the pads that I purchased, and it's the dark, where it's got the dark green, the dark blue, the white, and the light green. As you can see, here we are with the light green. Just occurred to me. Okay. Okay, the next one is going to be a dark one here. And what I want to do is just make sure, I want to clean this a little bit with my kneaded eraser. You made me order some. Oh, you made me order some coming today. Woohoo! Well, you know that it's one of the best papers that you could get when it comes to pastel, for sure. It's yeah, and it doesn't betray you. I don't know if that's the right word to say, but it's just one of those ones where it just, you know, doesn't let you down. It really doesn't. Now I'm lucky because I've got my masking film here, so oh, that's not what I was supposed to do. Bugger. It's protecting that from that side. I also wanted to, this is just changing the subject a little bit. I just wanted to thank you patrons, as patrons, for your participation, for your loyalty, for your yes, I just wanted to say thank you, and that I appreciate your time, and it's something which, you know, I don't take for granted. So I just wanted to say thank you, patrons, for being here on the Patreon channel or subscribing. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, so for the lighter bits, and I need a very sharp pencil to do that, so maybe not bright enough. Yes, okay. It's the 270 Better sharpen this because I do want it sharp. Oh, you are welcome, Cherry. You are most welcome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll have to use the ruler now for sure, but I just want to make sure that it's nice and clean. So just make sure that there's no pastel. And I want to do some careful lines. So and one in particular that I see is this one here. So, and it's good if it's a clear ruler, because that way you can see what's going on behind it there. Thank you, Kathy. Okay. Have to be very careful here. There's this white. It's not white, but this light. And it's not all of those, it's not all of these lines, it's only just some, because some sort of blend in a little bit. So I just want to be a little bit more careful, probably in this spot here. And I think it's not until I move away from the painting that I'll see, and go very slow. Okay. All right. We're okay with that. Now the top part. And the top part seems to be a lot lighter, and it seems to be more on the burnt sienna side. The two here are more on the red iron oxide, I see. But maybe even using the burnt sienna tint just in this area here. I think, yes, with the burnt sienna extra dark. I'm going to mix these two, not so red. Yes. Okay. We have done quite a few projects, haven't we? Some very interesting ones, some very simple ones, and some not so simple ones when I think about it, which is a real credit to you all for having a go. I know I do push you a little bit, but you know, I think just a touch of the burnt sienna. Somewhere in the middle there. I would say. Let's just put those here for the time being. Now there is a line, but I'm going to use the pastel pencil for that. Here's a question. Are any of your pans looking like this? For example, are you getting down to the bottom of any of them? I'm just curious, that's all. Or which of your pans are doing that? Probably more the question. Actually, I think it needs to be a little bit lighter. Raw umber tint on top. And I think, actually I like that line there. We need to go a little bit lighter up here. And I'm going to use the raw umber tint in this case. Yes, for some reason my red iron oxide is like that, and my black, yes, yours, yes, yep, yours as well, Pam. But imagine how many pieces that you've done. Do you know what I mean? Like, think about it. The amount of projects that you've done. Oh, look. I mean, you're using these a lot more, obviously, because we're using these for a major part of our the space or the subjects here. But having said that, I think you do get quite a bit of use out of them, for sure. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use Burnt Sienna shade here, straight out of the tin without mixing on this one. I can see that, yep. Just have to be careful there. Mine hardly look touched. The raw umber tint is probably the most used. Okay. Well, you're definitely, I reckon you would be definitely getting your money's worth. I mean, each one, I know that I paid, like for each one, just one singular one, is like about, I don't know how much it is now. Oh, just around $10, $11, 12, 11. For a pan, but I just think that they're worth it. Well, you get more pastel than you would in a stick. I'll be taking mine when I go into old people's home at this rate. Well, you know, I often think about that too, you know. I just hope I have all my faculties when that time comes. It's whatever God wants us to be, hey? Sorry, that was my stomach. Oh, you thought it was Athena. Oh dear, that's so funny. Nah. Yeah, nah. Oh, that's so funny. Ah, that's what I didn't want to happen. Oh, well, see, pastels are forgiving, aren't they? Aren't we lucky? What am I doing? Not on there. So I just noticed something which I want to fix. There we go. Yes. Okay. So now I want to fix this edge here. Now what I'm going to use a pastel pencil for this one. And the pastel pencils, they're just right here. So it's just probably Faber Castel 177, and I need to have it. I need for it to be sharp. So mind you, this sharpener is a brand new sharpener. These are going to go in the bin. I'm done with those. So as soon as I feel that the blade is not sharpening, out she goes. Ah, here we go. Oh. Mm-hmm. And there are lines which I want to do. Hang on a sec, just wetting my whistle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a brush because the pastel pencil is a little bit too grainy, so I'm just going to lightly tickle. And the same goes for this bit here. Just smooths it out just a little bit, and it's just a little bit there. I suppose you could use the light green Pastelmat for portraits. Yes, most definite. I've seen some artists start with green. Yep, most definite. Yeah, of course, absolutely. Okay, there's some areas where I'd really like to, and there's this sort of, well, there is, apart from the lines that I did which are grainy, but there are, if you, what I'm trying to say is that the frame is not exactly smooth like the actual wood. There's texture in the wood, so what I might do is just try to capture some of that if I can. And it's the side of my pencil. And I'm feather light touching this. You know, I have no idea how feather light. And all I'm just trying to do is just create a bit of texture that I can see. It's not entirely smooth. And there's texture with the same pencil, 177. Just slight. And it might help it look a little bit more 3D as well. You would think something as rigid and straight, you would think that it would take like no time at all, but in fact it's the opposite. It's much slower process, isn't it? Yes. And there are some blemishes in the frame, so like there are like the wood. So we're just sort of picking up on some of that. Okay, here we are. Let's put this aside. All right. I think I'm happy with the progress. You know, slow and steady wins the race, I suppose. Look, thank you so much for joining me and keeping me company while I do this. For those viewing it on the replay, feel free to ask me questions. Most definitely happy to answer as many as you can throw at me. But anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Next week, instead of doing Monday, Tuesday, I will be, for the live streams, I'm going to be, just for next week, I've got a function which I've got to attend to for the Monday evening. So I'm going to do a Tuesday and Wednesday evening. That's what I'll be doing. Instead of the Monday, it'll be Tuesday and Wednesday. Anyway, I'll put the notifications as I always do. But thank you all so much for joining me. Have a lovely rest of the week, and I'll talk to you next time. Okay, bye for now.